Right now, a deaf teenager tased by a sheriff's deputy because he could not hear the officer's command to stop.
Yeah, to make matters worse, when he fell, his expensive cochlear implant was lost.
WATE 6 on your side consumer reporter Don Dare says the teen was released when they realized there had been a mistake. Don?
Well, that's correct. The young Campbell County man wears a cochlear implant. It's a complex electronic device that can help to provide a sense of sound to a person who is profoundly deaf or severely hard of hearing. But it wasn't working 11 days ago following an unfortunate incident in which the young man couldn't communicate with sheriff's deputies who were responding to an emergency call in La Follette.
Can you read lips?
Brett Elkins is deaf. The 19-year-old is a graduate of the Tennessee School for the Deaf. His mother showed us where Brett's cochlear implant was located.
It goes right here. He has the scar.
The surgical scar is right behind his right ear, about the size of a quarter.
And the magnet will connect right here. He can just sit it there and it'll connect. You can see the knot.
But you don't see the device. It was lost when Brett was tased and fell to the ground incapacitated. The incident happened October the 11th. Brett had gone to a friend's house to use their phone to have his mother pick him up. As he was leaving the house, he didn't know that Campbell County deputies had been dispatched there for a domestic dispute between Brett's friends.
He was walking, he felt a shock. His arms fell beside him. He leaned over. He assumed it was his cochlear malfunction in his head. That was the first thing he thought of. And he was scared and crying.
He was wearing his cochlear implant, but it wasn't working?
Correct.
What was wrong with it?
It had died. The batteries wasn't working, it wasn't charged.
Brett's implant was new. It came from TennCare. He said somehow it fell off after being tased. He and his mother went back to look for it, but it hasn't been found. We received a copy of the sheriff's incident report. Deputies didn't know Brett was deaf when he failed to respond to their commands. It states he was released once determined he had nothing to do with the domestic disturbance. Deputies also called an ambulance to check him out. There's no reference to the implant.
He got the cochlear, and it was 3 weeks ago, and it's $8,000, and they just don't hand those out left and right.
In this report from Campbell County, it says that the deputy said, "Sheriff's office, show me your hands now." And he said it 2 times.
When they yell tase, tase, tase 3 to 5 times, as they're supposed to, you would think the normal person hearing would show some kind of reaction when they're screaming, "Hey, sheriff's department, stop."
Brett showed us his back, where several prongs from the taser gun left welts after suffering a 5-second shock, according to the incident report. We asked Brett what he'd like to hear from the sheriff's department.
He said he would like them to tell him he's sorry, sincerely, and replace his cochlear.
We called the sheriff's department yesterday morning about the incident. During our interview yesterday afternoon with Brett and his mother, they received a call.
For what somebody's all the time saying.
On the phone, a ranking officer from the Campbell County Sheriff's Department.
Sheriff Goins has talked to our insurance provider, and they're willing to pay for Brett's implants.
Wow, that is great news.
Unable to hear the message, Mrs. Wilhoit then related it to her son. Watch the reaction.
I think from whoever the manufacturer is, or whoever you bought it from, or whatever.
Okay.
Both were overwhelmed.
Made my day. Bye.
Wow.
Oh my God. See, they care. They care. Isn't that ironic, right in this interview that happens? They care.
It will take several weeks before Brett's fitted with a new cochlear device. Now, Sheriff Robbie Goins tells 6 on your side that domestic violence calls are the most dangerous that their deputies face, and they have to make split-second judgment calls with the information they have during the situation, he said. He also said his deputies acted reasonable under the circumstances when they first confronted Mr. Elkins. Sheriff Goins told us he's pleased to learn that Brett and his family are happy with the resolution. Don Dare, WATE.